if I were a rich man? That will always be Topol for me. I just I love that movie, Fiddler on the Roof, and don't forget he is Dr. Zarkov on Flash Gordon, another great film with him. He was hilarious in that, and he's great in this. But I do believe that many of the elements in this film are taken directly from both Thunderball and From Russia with Love. And even though this is based on one of the short stories, and they use some of the elements from that, there are elements added into this film that echo things that have come in the past with James Bond from Russia with Love and from Thunderball. And it's kind of cool with the underwater stuff because Danny, Anima, and I, we watched a nice little history piece about the stunts from this movie. And I was blown away at some of them. And one of the things they pointed out in that video we watched was that the blood you see coming off of them was real.
When they're being dragged over the corals, yeah.
Yeah.
It was real
they had
blood.
it rough.
And I was impressed with that. But a lot of people, you kind of get taken out of the movie a little bit, but I'm okay with it because they had to do some scenes because actress, always forgot her name, Bouquet.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, she had an ear infection or ear infection. Bear asked me again. I can't hear you. Carol Bouquet had an ear infection and wasn't able to do the underwater scenes. So they had a stunt double. And when they didn't have a stunt double, they had to shoot on a studio they built in front of an actual real aquarium, giant aquarium. So this is shot on that set in front of an aquarium.
And she hated doing that.
She hated it. It embarrassed her. But that's tough shit. That's movies. The thing I thought was neat here is the bubbles they created for this were superimposed over them while they're acting, were created with Alka-Seltzer. Actual Alka-Seltzer. And they filmed it and then removed the background on the bubbles and put it over these. Great fucking use. And they did the same thing with the shot of the two of them where they're held by the rope. They're actually dangled and the camera was set up sideways. And then later, they added bubbles again to them being pulled. And it fucking works. I don't care if it looks really totally real. I don't care. It's fucking cool what they pulled off with this film with that stuff. Another thing I want to point out is if you see this shot of the poster, Bond is not holding his gun the way they photographed him for this. And this is, to me, much better for this poster if they had stuck to the pose.
Okay.
See
you
those
should
thighs?
have switched him out, Gary.
I just think that's wonderful. Yeah.
And after you saying that, I think it's the most appropriate thing to change our banner for this one.
Yep.
your thighs only. Not being sung by Sheena Easton.
It is really amazing. Bond has got to be considered like a family series.
And that's odd because really it's not. There's a lot of sexy talk in these things. This was one of the rare ones where there really isn't. In fact, he treats two of the Bond girls in this film like he's a dad, uncomfortable with them until the end. And for some reason, the girl that he kind of fathered along through the film, he does naked time with at the end. And it's sort of like, really? I wish they hadn't done that. I wish they hadn't. I really did. Because he was getting long in the tooth as Bond already by the time he made this film. I think the previous film, Moonraker, should have been his last. But he was contracted to do this movie. And so he stuck around, but they couldn't find another Bond yet because, again, for some reason, back in the 70s, they tried to get Timothy Dalton, and he said no again.
He was too young. Well, Moore is too old in this.
Yeah. So, again, that would have been so much better.
One joke I want them to do with one of the older ones is like one of the Bond girls calls her mother's talking about it. It's like, he could be your father. I don't have a problem with that. No, you're not understanding what I'm saying.
He could literally be your father. I know, and
I like
that. Another thing I liked about this film is, once again, they got away from using Jags and using the what do you call it? The
Lotus.
The Lotus is in there.
The best known Bond car from old days.
Aston Martin.
Aston Martin, thank you. They had gotten away from that, and because of The Spy Who Loved Me, we were introduced to the Lotus Esprit, in which he's driving that in this film.
He's
But
also having it completely destroyed.
Well, in this scene, when that guy tries to break the window on the car, it explodes. And so that car gets destroyed, but he shows up later with the Turbo Esprit, which I think is a gorgeous fucking car. That color is gorgeous. That metallic oyster shell.
I love it.
Burgundy. Oh, God, that's a gorgeous looking car right there. Just fucking beautiful. But I like that they had two Lotuses in this film. With the reviews of the early Bond movies, a number of them were very critical and rather brutal. None of them, I recall, saw these films as family fare. And I think they are this one in particular is rather family friendly.
Gary, Bond has a history of destroying stuff. Of course, Q would have had a backup car, especially since this one comes with a self-destruct. I mean,
you know how I've always wanted one of these movies to end? Just
How?
Q with a giant bunch of paperwork. It's like, these are all the insurance forms, Bond. Fill them out.
yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, you got a lot of paperwork to do, Bond. And they don't show that. But in reality, if you work for MI5 or any of those other organizations, you're going to have a lot of fucking paperwork. Yeah, I loved him in The Saint. In fact, the show got extended an extra year, which is why he didn't jump on board with the franchise. And which I thought was sad, because I thought he was really one of the actors that Ian Fleming saw in this part. And by the way, I want to mention this again. It's in the I sent it in the group chat. Martin Anima, if you want to grab the link for his channel. Well, fuck it. Never mind. I found it. So I really spend a lot, an inordinate amount of time on either Paul's Bond videos over on Heavy Spoilers. But today we spent a lot of time over on this guy's channel. And I've gotten to know him a little bit in his videos. And I actually corrected him on something that he said about this movie, where he says he doesn't understand why Topol's character and Moore's character both are trying to convince Carol Bouquet's Melina not to enact her murderous revenge. And I'm like, well, I kind of get it, because she shot that one guy, the actual killer, at a distance. So it's a little less personal. To up close kill somebody is a whole different thing on your psyche. And Bond and I think Topol are both trying to convince her, you don't have to do this. You know, revenge has been taken. And really, Topol fucking kills the guy himself, throws a knife in his back. So she's not forced to take another life. And she has a chance of maybe recovering from what happened. And I think that's really the only reason why Bond does it. I don't think he's doing it as some macho thing, which is what what's his name was talking about on his website. Calvin Dyson. Great channel, though. I'm telling you, if you want to hear a lot of breakdowns, you can fast forward through his jokes, because he's right up there with Minty on being funny. I just don't think he's funny.
Yeah.
He's clever. He's clever, but he's not funny. I don't think he's funny. And Paul knows he's not funny, which is why he does dad jokes. And he just does it and is moving on. And that's what I like about Paul. Paul does dad jokes, and he does it in a way that's amusing, but not funny. But it's amusing, and he knows that. So, and of course, I'm talking about Paul from Heavy Spoilers. And I just love the guy, and I love his knowledge of these things. And so I see Tom Baker's here. Propaganda Productions is here. Our good friend Gambit is here too. Look at that. Let's see. Wait, Tom wrote that poster. What is Roger looking at? Oh, my photo was much better, Tom. Back up the video and watch what I did, because they took a photo of him looking straight up. And I'm telling you, that's the one they should have used for this.
Absolutely.
Writer Albert Lanier is here. And I'm guessing that's coming through like Deleted Scenes channel?
Yeah, most probably.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Most probably. And let's see. Slasher Fred is here. Hi, Slasher Fred. And of course, Penny is here. Hi, Penny. All right. Wonderful, wonderful. Nice to see everybody.
She's had a day with the grandkids, apparently. They wore her out. Kids, man.
Oh. Yeah, it's time for you to chill out, grab a martini, shaken, nut stirred, and listen to the show as we talk about a little Bond today. We're going to talk about some bonding.
Better bonding and not bondage.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
God. Don't give him ideas,
Bennett's
Martin,
joke
please.
That he could direct For Your Eyes Only, but in a nutshell, Cubby Broccoli's judgment countered first and foremost. So he picked John Glenn, and that proves rewarding after all. Yeah, I like the film. I like this film a lot. I think that The Spy Who Loved Me is the better film for its direction and editing. My problem is some of the musical cues, and I despised the use of the song at the end, Hamlish's The Spy Who Loved Me theme song, which was, what is the name of it?
Nobody does it better.
Nobody does it better. Which does have the name of the movie in the song, but it didn't have the same title. And I hated that they did the big musical type thing. Like you see a bunch of gay men walking downstairs. It's just like so stupid that they did that. And if they didn't fix it later, really annoys me even more.
I just think of supermarkets whenever I hear that song.
Yeah, right.
What?
That was on so many ads back in the day.
Muzak. Well, I'm assuming you meant like Muzak.
Welcome,
hey,
Wilkes.
Wilkes here. Nice to see you, man. Nice to
Hello
see you.
again, guys.
What?
I said hello again, guys, because all these people were on our morning show.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
And this morning was fun. Martin wasn't there because, by the way, next week we're going to have more fun because we're going to do a spoiler review of the film. And I'm going to tell you now, a little spoiler for next week. Martin didn't like it.
That is right.
You could have said someone didn't like it, and then everybody would have thought it's me.
Well, they would have known it was him because
the ones who weren't in the morning.
You were with me on the show this morning. They know you like it. Again, this episode has been brought to you by Backdoor Beaver. When you want beaver, the best beaver to get is
Put that
Backdoor.
away, Gary. It's ugly.
No, it's not. It's cute.
The Sky during the ski chase is a bit like Chuck Norris movie. It is. And by the way, a stuntman was killed in the toboggan scene. And what ended up happening, Anima looked this up and found out that he wasn't the only person. An actual Olympic level bobsledder got killed on the exact same turn. And they had to fix the turn. It was the turn.
It was a badly designed track. Yeah, that turn was way too narrow. So they had to fix it and make it less extreme.
I've got a narrow urethra. So I want to point out this too. This is really cool that this still holds a score with both critics and audiences alike. I thought for some reason this movie would be higher rated, but still, that is still positive. So no matter what, I think that's good. I think it holds a positive rating. I think the problem is kids today, the modern fucking people that we got to live in this world with are really fucking annoying and don't like anything good. So that's part of the problem.
They don't
Well-
understand good stuff.
I shared the link. This is Calvin Dyson's website. And he is a really good analysis of Bond and giving trivia and making his jokes. So even if they're not funny, they're still spot on. I mean, he made the joke today, like, what's the weirdest thing in this movie is when he kills Blofeld at the beginning, and Blofeld offers to buy him a deli. I'll buy you a delicatessen. It's like, what a weird thing to do. It's so specific, and he brings it up that this is something apparently that was said or referenced between Kevin McClory and Cubby Broccoli. And we don't know what it was, but apparently everything was very specific in this movie from Cubby Broccoli with the Blofeld character, the way they did him in and everything.
Who is not supposed to be named Blofeld, but it's clearly him. And killing him off like that at the very beginning, that is a flip off.
Yep. And it has, in my opinion, one of the best helicopter scenes in history of cinema. And it's all done so quickly that
God, you couldn't do that today.
you don't get a chance to really appreciate what the fuck you just watched. Because there were stunts that you would not be allowed to legally do today in this movie.
Because they're insane.
They're insane.
If
A
you
guy
wanna-
climbing outside of a helicopter. Well, that's not the one. Here it is. Guy outside of the helicopter. That's insane. No wires. On
Tom
top
Cruise
of
would
that,
do it.
this shot right here where he flies past Blofeld, goes up, turns around, and comes back and flies sideways over Blofeld. This is all within striking distance. And you could not do this stunt today with people. They wouldn't allow it. The insurance wouldn't cover for it. It's insane, dude. It's insane. So that, and then we cut to this angle. Again, this is up above the same industrial park where they shot Full Metal Jacket that stood in for the city of Hue during the Tet Offensive. So this is the exact same location that Stanley Kubrick used. And then you get this shot here that I love, and that's the actual stuntman in the wheelchair attached to the landing skid. And he's banging on the window, please, Mr. Bond, please. And then we cut to this where he gets dropped down into it. And the way they pulled this off is there's a shot when he reaches outside the helicopter and pats the head of the bald guy. He goes, keep your hair on. Great fucking joke.
The-
Yeah.
And then flies over top of this. And even the guys over at Quarter Crew had trouble figuring out just watching how they did this. They're like, is this a composite shot? How did they do that? It's got to be a composite shot. It's a composite. I put all my money on a composite shot. It is not. They had an air cannon attached to the skid on the bottom of the helicopter. And that's a dummy inside of the wheelchair. And they used an air cannon to fire it off the rail because it wouldn't slide off because the front of the skid curves upward. So they had to build a special rail that it sits on, and an air cannon shot it off the end, which is why you see it go this way a little bit and then it falls.
Also,
actually
it wasn't just
has
the
a nice
skid
arc to
going
it.
upwards. It was also that they had to put weight on the chair because there wasn't an actual person in the end. So they had to weigh it down. So
Yeah.
they did even
They had to
even
weigh
more
it down to
difficult
get it-
split
oh.
off.
So this is great. So this is the stuntman in the wheelchair. And that, of course, is the mannequin with the weighted down fucking wheelchair. And it's brilliant how they pulled this shit off.
Yes,
and good luck fucking doing this today.
Yeah.
and Tom, that is not a tiny fall, my friend.
But yeah,
Oh,
Gambit, I
my.
just pointed this out. This was a giant fuck you. We don't need your character to make a good movie.
And it was absolutely a middle bird to McClory. It's like, fuck you. We're going to make great Bond without your fucking character that you claim.
Our villains will have hair.
And then they
I
make
love how the
Bond
cat
pussy.
fucks
And it is
off.
when they do.
Before he goes for Blofeld, the cat is like, yeah, I'm out of here. It just goes away.
Now, I do want to point out that this is clearly, intentionally done to look like Telly Savalas.
Yep.
The guy even has the same earlobe that Telly Savalas has.
Yep.
And he's got the same neck thing going on. So this is clearly from Her Majesty's Secret Service. And now his injuries have put him in a wheelchair. So I thought that was also really neat because we get the Telly Savalas Blofeld, even though it's not his voice, clearly. But I love that. But the other thing I forgot to mention that takes place before this is a really cool scene where you actually see Roger Moore proving that every Bond is the same Bond, even though they're played by different actors. He goes to Teresa's fucking grave to put down flowers. And it shows her death, 1969, which is the year it came out. Isn't that cool?
Very cool.
And by the way, this is for Martin. Yes, that's Charles Dance on the far left.
Yes,
Tywin
right.
Lannister.
Oh my God.
Charles
He had hair
Dance
then.
is a Bond villain. He dies quickly, but there you go. That's fucking cool, dude. I love Charles Dance. I became a fan of his because of Golden Child when he played Noopsy, the demon, the devil. And I love that movie. I fucking love that movie. We still need to do it. We haven't done it yet.
I first came aware of him with Last Action Hero because he plays the villain in that.
Oh, he's
movie.
great in that. Yeah,
Yep.
he's great in that with the eye. He breaks the fourth wall because he's aware now, self-aware, and he fucks with the system. He's like, I'm going to use this. And he's a fictional character that comes out into the real world. And he starts yelling shit. I love that scene. I just shot a man, middle of the street.
Yep,
Shot
because he's
him,
testing
killed him
it
with a
out.
gun. Nobody cares. You hear some guy, I think somebody in the background, shut up, we're trying to sleep. But after he drops Blofeld down that chimney stack, we go into the opening titles, which has the first time, and I think the only time, the singer is in the opening animation film thing. I fucking love it. Sheena
I think
Easton,
they did because music videos were really getting popular back then.
which I had an argument over this, that I said, no, there are 4 Bond girls in this movie. They went, no, there's 3. And they said, you've got Carol Bouquet, you've got Lynn Holly Johnson, and you got Cassandra Harris. And I said, you forgot you have Sheena Easton in the movie, making her technically a Bond girl.
I think being in the opening definitely counts as being a Bond girl.
I think so too. I think that Sheena Easton is the only pop singer to be a Bond girl before fucking Madonna in that stupid fucking thing that she did. I hate her song and I hate her being in the movie. I resented it. Conti wanted Donna Summer. By the way, this is Conti's only movie, Bond movie. There were a lot of issues with Conti's music in this. But I do like the song. But he and another dude wrote the song together. It's a great theme song. And Sheena just sounds amazing when she sings it. What was that previous comment? I wanted to look at that again. Conti wanted Donna Summer to do the title song, but gradually Albert prevailed with the first choice and going with Sheena. Absolutely, I think that's a wonderful choice. Donna Summer, I wouldn't have liked it as much. I don't like Donna Summer's voice that much. I don't know why. She was popular when I was a kid, and I heard all the music. I remember when we got all our classwork done back in middle school. Mrs. Adegbalola, Mrs. A, she would let us bring music in on Friday, and we could play, music from our albums. We could pick our favorite songs. I always brought in stuff like Billy Joel, and this one girl in the class brought in Summers, and I was like, it's disco. It's too disco for me. One, two. She makes some real sex sounds in there that are really like. As a kid, I was like, should I be allowed to hear this? Because she sounds like she's having sex. It's fucking crazy.
Given how messed up you were, Gary, did it really add any more?
I was a very G-rated kid. I didn't cuss until I was an adult. And I was in the Army, really, is when it kicked in. My cussing, I became so proficient at cussing, I would make soldiers blush. I got that good in the military. And, I'm about to show something else here, Martin. The scene where we get to see Melina's parents murdered. This blew me away. Her eyes, they are bloodshot. And she just stares into your soul as the camera slowly moves into her. And absolutely, she sold that scene of wanting revenge and being wrecked by what she just saw. And by the way, I absolutely, fervently, religiously believe that this scene inspired Frank Miller telling the origin story of Elektra, because it's identical.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And another image right here before we go. This is some of the scenes with the sharks, the real fucking sharks they had in this movie.
They always have sharks in Bond movies.
Sharks with freaking lasers on their heads. Anyway, the blood in the water. And I told you that they actually bled in the water when they were running. The stuntman and stuntwoman were really fucking bleeding. Yeah, I'd be suspicious of that fucking priest after what happens. And again, this is such an elaborate situation. You know, Blofeld couldn't just shoot him. He had to have this scene with electrocuting the pilot, killing him, taking over the helicopter.
It was like a cat playing with a mouse instead of just killing it.
That is one hell of a fucking control panel. And he's doing this with that fucking puss on his fucking lap, that little cat, that Persian.
That's a beautiful cat.
Yeah, and Animo's like really like, she didn't like the fact she thought the cat died with him going down.
No, I missed the moment where you see the cat jump off of his lap.
I know, I'm explaining. So I went back and I showed her and paused right on the scene when the cat goes, "Fuck you, I'm out of here."
Yeah.
Cat just jumps right off his lap right before Bond scoops him up on the helicopter. Great fucking moment. And also, some people have tried to say those were miniatures with the helicopter going through that foundry building. They are not. That is a real helicopter doing that, which is crazy.
I gotta admit, there are a couple of scenes, and I blame it on the lightning, or that it appears to be a model, but I think it's just an effect caused by the light.
It is, because it is real, and the way you can tell is right here. I'm going to pause it. Radio-controlled helicopters have an additional smaller blade above the main blade. And you'll always spot it. It's got a little stick, it sticks out. And you can see it spinning over top of the other blade. And all RC helicopters do that. And so I pointed it out to Animal when we were watching it. That's a real helicopter going through that fucking building. And the stunts they do with this helicopter, you couldn't legally do today.
Again, Tom Cruise would.
Yeah.
No
Cruise
insurance company would
pays
cover
his
that.
own insurance.
Yeah.
He has to pay
Yeah.
out of his own pocket for that.
I mean, helicopters pretty much went out of fashion thanks to Twilight Zone, the movie.
And Anima knows now about that. I showed her the fucking footage.
It's such a weird, it's such a weird, surreal moment. I mean, one like another piece of me that does crazy helicopter shit is like V. Like you have one point where a helicopter's just next to a car, and it's like the car's going around the helicopter. I'm like, dear God, that's scary.
I don't know, Tom. He probably wasn't, but still, I wouldn't trust him after that.
He's kind of sus the way he reacts there, and I was always expecting a scene of, we found the real priest tied up in the confessional or something.
Yeah, there you go. Michael Leeson wrote the lyrics, and as I recall, Bill Conti composed the music.
It kind of doesn't matter that much because the whole point of it is they're more focused on the FU than having this make any logical sense. It's like, why would you have him get in a chopper and then take over the chopper? And then
my beef with Bill Conti's soundtrack is a little bit too electronic sounding, and it still has certain elements that sounds like it belongs in a disco. I don't like that. John Barry is the best Bond composer, period.
For Bond, just in string instruments, classic orchestration. Bond does not need techno. Bond does not need disco.
No, definitely not.
See, what does he say here? More Bond was laughably old by the time of you doing. Oh, he was too old. This is what he shouldn't have even been in this movie, to be honest with you. He was so long in the tooth, and he admitted he was long in the tooth. That's why he was so uncomfortable with these younger Bond girls. One that was 20, the other one 21. Should not be with him. There's Sheena Easton, looking all fucking Scottish and gorgeous. I'm betting Bill Barkley's fucking wetting his pants right now.
Hey, Bayona Rat, welcome back.
Holy crap, haven't seen you in a while, dude.
It's not the last time.
It's
Blofeld
the last time.
Spectre.
Yeah, once you get into the Craig era, he comes back. But yeah, this was the last time.
Been settled.
Yep. And of course, I love Maurice Binder's beginnings, and I loved how he started using Roger Moore in the opening scenes, this little montage that he would do. I wish I saw it the same way, buddy. I am not a fan of View to a Kill. Like the song, though. Duran Duran.
Yeah, it's kind of like I like Christopher Walken, I like Grace Jones, but they do not feel like they really fit in that movie.
He was the single weirdest fucking Bond villain. And I do love that. I love that about him. Now, what's interesting about this is something I became aware of when I was a kid, that typically our intelligence groups use fishing trawlers to set up stuff. And so this is very believable that this trawler is out there, and in the center bottom of this fucking boat is fucking MI6 and their fucking software and shit. It's fucking cool. But there is an incident here with a mine, a water mine that happens. That
how would they not spot that thing?
When
the MI6.
When you catch on later, well, the fishermen aren't. They're real fishermen that are hired to do this. So they're fucking idiots. And he yells, "Stop!" because he sees what it is. And they're like, "What? You better stop." It's too late. They're fucking dead in the water. But you learn later there's a scene where they're on another boat with Topol and Bond fighting to take control of this boat, you see jury rigged on that fucking boat another one of those fucking mines, exact same model. So that tells you in that scene something, if you paid attention, that landmine was sent out there for them. They were targeted. Let's see, what's this? Oh wait, hold on.
Well, because they have to.
Yes.
His own car was blown up.
Yeah, they were a sponsor for the film.
Citroen.
Citroen was a fucking sponsor. Cassandra Harris.
Sorry.
That's okay. Cassandra Harris brought with her Pierce Brosnan. That's right. They were in a relationship when she played in this film. That's neat. Moore is my favorite Bond. It's more that I prefer the era and the films with Moore, and then not liking Sean Connery. For me, the best Bond is Timothy Dalton because he's the most book accurate Bond. But I do like two particular films from Roger's era. I loved The Spy Who Loved Me and For Your Eyes Only are just great Bond films. And but for me, the best Bond film is with Connery, which is From Russia with Love, which is just simply the single best villain and the best storyline. Everything about that. It's such a strong story, and it's pretty much straight up the book, which is a very good book. The only thing they do is they change the ending, because at the end of From Russia with Love, it kind of alludes to the fact that Bond died from what's her name, nicking him with her blade, envenomated blade.
Yeah, because he wanted to kill the character out because he was like, "Oh, I think I'm done.
I think I'm tired of this." But then it made a lot of money, and he goes, "Okay, I'm not done with this." Let's see. Grace Jones leaping from the Eiffel Tower was really memorable. Also in real life, they finally got permission, but they did it without permission and jumped and filmed it. So that's funny. And they got in trouble. They were removed from the set. The stuntmen that did that were removed from the set by the producers, Cubby Broccoli and Saltzman. The reality is that Sheena Easton is a beautiful, if not more so than many of the women in the PTS sequences. And I would argue a number one Bond lady in film. I agree. I fucking think she's gorgeous. A little tiny thing. Like a waif.
Yeah.
And by the way, there's General Gogol, because he's having an affair with his secretary, because he is married, by the way. And it's alluded to later when he got replaced during Brosnan's years. I think it's Brosnan. No, it's Timothy Dalton. When Timothy Dalton catched him, they had John Rhys Davies play a different character, but it's clearly him. It was supposed to be him. And who's with him? His blonde secretary. So it was clear it was Gogol, but they called him something else. I forget his name.
Oh, speaking of Golgo.
Yeah, View to a Kill. What?
Oh, the creator of Golgo 13, the manga, he originally started doing James Bond. And then once that license expired, he just basically took away his writing and he changed it to the character of Golgo 13. And I think he named the character Golgo after the James Bond Golgo.
Gogol, yeah. Well, that's interesting. I didn't know that he was connected. By the way, this is such a tragic scene because, she witnesses the murder of both her parents on this boat. And which is the same scene shown later in Frank Miller's Elektra series. It came out about 4 years later. Let's see. I liked the film for the most part. Where they lost me was the fire truck scene. That was ridiculous and unnecessary. The one where Moore dressed up as a clown, where he had to disarm a bomb. That's Octopussy, isn't it?
Yep, Octopussy, and that Octopussy
I hate that movie.
And he runs
Octopussy is
down.
where they really went hardcore on for families because,
Yes,
for Christ's sakes, he does the Tarzan yell.
and he
Oh
takes
my
the
God.
bomb and runs down a pier looking for somebody.
No,
some
like
meat.
Adam West. I
Yeah.
don't remember that. Some
Sometimes you
days
just can't get rid of a
can't get rid of
bomb.
a bomb. There you go.
Yeah.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke, Shinatsky.
Okay.
We said it at the same time, so you owe me a Coke.
How exactly am I supposed to get it to you?
You have to drive here from California.
Nah,
It's only an 8-hour drive. You can do
I hate you, Trebek.
it. The one where Moore dressed up. Yeah, I did. That always annoyed me too. And I hated the name Octopussy. Oh, but it's in the book. I don't care.
It sucks in the
thought
book too. Bad name.
I hate that fucking name.
No,
The
no. If
best
it
actors
sucked,
in
that
terms
would have
of
been a good thing.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, I had to make the Spinal Tap joke.
Oh my God, we're gonna get so banned.
Well, once again, I want to point out to all of you that the closest to book Bond, the closest we've ever gotten, is Timothy Dalton. And I think we got that because, one, he had the lupine looks, so it kind of matches the look of Bond. But he was also a huge fan and had read all of the books when he was younger and had them and referenced them when he was making the film because he pushed them to make things more like the book. And he did not want to do any cheeky Roger Moore jokes.
He's also
Even
supposed to have
Connery
a
did him
scar on like the side of his face next to his eye, if I remember right.
Yeah, but they wouldn't do that. So
Yep.
But Timothy Dalton, I think Daniel Craig is an interesting iteration of Bond when he started out. Don't ask her about it. She fucking hates Daniel Craig. And
I have no
like
problem
the
with
anti-Bond.
Craig. I don't like him as Bond.
I felt like they brought him back to the thug version of Bond, where he was brutal, and there are moments in the books where he was very fucking brutal. Connery touched on it a couple of times, but fucking Craig, he nailed it, man. And I got to be honest with you, I fucking love the way Craig throws a punch. That guy throws a great fucking haymaker, and that is him, by the way. If you didn't know that, that's him in the animation at the beginning of Casino Royale, throwing those punches. That's not a stuntman or stand-in. That's Daniel Craig. And I thought that was fucking great. So that's my stance there, writer. I like Timothy Dalton, Pierce Brosnan too. Roger Moore was Bond. He was my Bond. I grew up on Roger Moore. I didn't know any difference when I was little. But as I got older and read the books, I'm like going, oh, he's not. He's still Simon Templar. That's all he is. He's actually Simon Templar in these. But that's Roger Moore. Roger Moore plays to his strengths. He's really good at being cheeky. This is an interesting version of the character, much better than with the version we had in Man with the Golden Gun. And of course, the actor that played M was sick and wasn't able to show up.
He was dying of cancer.
Yeah, they
he
worked
tried to
around.
shoot some of the scenes, but he couldn't.
He couldn't do it. Let's see.
And Chubby
Off topic,
Broccoli
I
didn't
got-
want to replace him, so they made it out that M is on leave, and I like that. Very respectful.
Yeah, I'm happy with the writer. He's a good writer, and he really writes men and women well. My concern is their casting, and I don't like what's his name, the French Canadian fucker,
Denis
Denis Villeneuve. I don't like him. What he did to Chani in Dune, unforgivable.
The problem is his pacing for everything is glacial and not even in a like David Lynchian, like this feels hard. It feels self-indulgent. That's
He's that kind of
Deneuve's
director,
problem.
dude.
Yep.
Very self-indulgent. So I just the writer sounds good. I'm not excited about this director. I'm hoping something falls through and somebody better gets pulled in. I really wanted Christopher Nolan. because Chris loves Bond, and he wanted to take Bond to Cold War era Bond when it was written during the fucking Cold War.
This
Given
is why
his-
the Russians are the bad guys so often.
Given his love of cinema, I actually would have liked Edgar Wright, but
Edgar Wright I like a lot, but he has a tendency of being better with action comedy. And I just don't know if he could handle Bond, a serious Bond. I don't know. I have to see something from him to show me that he can grasp that and do it. Spielberg is somebody they brought up coming back, but I think he's too old now to fucking do it.
well, Baby Driver, he definitely could do the chase scenes with cars.
Well, see, I like that one. I do like that fucking movie. I forgot he did that movie. And that is a really good movie. We need to do that show here. We need to do that. Martin, Anima, make a note. We need to do Baby Driver because I enjoyed that movie.
Well,
But,
nobody's perfect.
I feel the same way. I have great concerns. I don't trust Bezos. I don't trust Amazon. What they did to certain properties, the humiliating destruction of great properties done by Amazon. I fear for this, the future of Bond.
Well, 9.5 more years and Bond's public domain, at least the books. So,
well, the first book, yeah, Casino Royale. So I remember Sheena Easton in the British charts when I was about 9 or 10. And I think that's 2035. Yeah, it's 10 years. My favorite Bond girl is in a Tim Dalton one. Yeah, she has a pixie haircut. She's gorgeous.
what,
And
License
that
to
one
Kill?
is License to Kill.
Yeah, License to Kill.
Also, one of my top 10 favorite Bond songs is the song Gladys Knight singing License to Kill. Woo!
Yeah, the other thing they don't quite ever carry over from the books is he's almost like cripplingly alcoholic. Like he has a lot of self-loathing issues.
Harry Lowell is her name. And I found a really good picture of her here. Open image in a new tab. There we go. Now I'll open it up here. Share screen. And she's fucking gorgeous, man. All right, here we go. There she is. And that's
Yeah,
from
and then-
License to Kill.
And another thing with the character of Bond, which doesn't quite get translated well, is that he's basically a mutt hoodwinking with the upper classes. Like, he basically was a punk, like something akin to if you with Kingsman, like Exy. Like he came from that level of class, but he wants the finer things. So he went after getting them. That's one of those things that, doesn't quite get brought up with any of the adaptations of this character. He's a lower class person, going for the finer things in life.
Right. Now, the guy, Hervé Villechaize that you're talking about, he plays a character called Knick-Knack, I think was his name. And he works for Scaramanga, played by Christopher Lee, who was one of the role models for James Bond because he did a lot of cool shit. And he was, through marriage, a cousin of Ian Fleming. Scaramanga is a good villain, but it's such a weird fucking movie. It's so off-putting. The third fucking nipple, weird shit, the mutations in it. But Hervé, what I love about his character of Knick-Knack in that movie is he's kind of like Kato from the Inspector Clouseau movies because he's trying to kill his boss. And I think that's fucking cool. That part of his job is to try to outwit his own boss. That's part of his job. And I'm like, fuck, that was fucking cool. Citron, They had to do special shit to it. There's an actual, if you look carefully, there is a roll bar in this fucking car, and they had to weight it down in order to keep it on the ground at the speeds they were going. It's fucking funny. I love this chase scene. It's one of the best James Bond action chase scenes with a car. And it's got comedy mixed in with it because this car is fucking ridiculous.
It is.
Yep. Though, yeah, Man with the Golden Gun ending, I consider a comedy sketch because it's just so hilarious to see the little guy trying to murder Bond, and they just get like hides under the bed.
Right. One thing I will point out that I've always loved, and I brought this up before, was people forget that when Daniel Craig was cast, that yes, that we've had the internet since the 90s, okay, the mid 90s, and the internet was afire with insults against Daniel Craig as Bond. And my favorite one was where somebody had digitally added Gollum's face to a tuxedo from Lord of the Rings. It's like, hey, it's Daniel Craig as Bond. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, I can't unsee that. That was so fucked up and funny. Because when you look at him,
James
he's
Blonde.
kind of got a weird head, big ears. What
James
about
Blonde was a great one because until then, every Bond actor had dark hair. So suddenly you have this blonde hair, and they didn't even dye his hair.
Which I thought was weird, why they didn't bother to do that. Is rumor of Bond girl? I wish. We don't know. Sydney Sweeney would be a great Bond girl.
They didn't bother with Roger Moore either. He has very fair hair and blue eyes.
Yeah, he's kind of a ginger, dark ginger.
Yeah.
Hervé Villechaize had a successful career. Yes, he did. And a lot of people think that he was depressed, that he wasn't getting work. But the fact is he had a good living. He topped himself because he was physically in pain all the time because his dwarfism caused his organs to continue growing while his skeletal system didn't. So his internal organs were under great pressure. And it was eventually going to end his life. And he took the quicker way out.
It's even crazier because he had this like big like article written about him, and the guy figured out afterwards because after it was written, Guy Gillenson was like, "Oh God, he wanted people to know who he was like right before he went."
Yeah. By the way, Carol Bouquet had 3 stunt doubles in this film, and one for the dive scene, one for the driving scene, and I forget what the other one was for. She had 3 stunt doubles in the film, and I can't remember what the third one was for. And when they get yanked off the boat, that's a stunt double, not the same one that you mentioned. So for the driving and for the diving scene and being pulled through the water. This never makes sense to me. And Anna and I talked about it. She was like, why is the room red? And I just said, I don't know. Watch the movie.
Nobody knows. They're not developing photos. And then when they're done with creating that image, the mugshot or whatever, the light switches back to white. What's the point?
Yeah, it doesn't. It was no.
The whole scene is goofy. Like when
and the scene itself is unnecessary.
Yeah, absolutely.
The scene itself, and I think it was to give Llewellyn some time on screen, and I think that's why.
Well, because the actor was sick and couldn't do any of his scenes, they had to switch, and you get the chief of staff from MI6, and you get more Q because they switched some of the M scenes to be Q.
Which I like. By the way,
I love it.
I'm a fan of Christopher Lee. I fucking love Christopher Lee. Anything Christopher Lee, I will watch. And I love the movie The Wicker Man. They made a sequel, and Christopher Lee returned for it. It's not good.
Nope. They were talking about doing a third one too, but
yeah, there you go. So there you go. Knick Knack is the same character as Tattoo. He left after Scaramanga died and went to work for
Mr. Rourke.
Yeah.
With Corinthian leather everywhere.
Yeah, the whole chase scene is absolutely something from the silent days with the Keystone Cops and all that shit. Absolutely. But it is considered one of the best stunt scenes for drivers in the franchise.
See, I'm kind of wishing they could have gotten the Bond back in the like black and white era, because man, Buster Keaton doing stunts for a Bond movie would have been amazing.
Yeah. By the way, with David Rappaport, I was talking about this the other day when we did Time Bandits. He was cast as the toy collector in a Star Trek Next Generation episode, The Collector. And there's still footage of him. You can find it online as the character. And he had gone home and attempted self-deletion and failed. And he was immediately replaced. And I think that led to him being more serious in his attempt right after that, because he got fired. Now, this is a guy who when I watched the film, I don't know who the fuck he is. I've never seen him before. Is there a relationship between him and Bond? They didn't do a very good job explaining that, because later he gets smoked, okay, and left in the Lotus Turbo Esprit. And then all of a sudden Bond is really angry and wants his own revenge. And I'm like, oh, that's not fucking cool. That's not cool.
I can't
at all.
find anything on her having 3 stunt doubles, Gary.
I might be
Nothing.
misthinking. Maybe it was just 2, but I know that she had the water stunt double and she had the driving stunt double. Now, this is the 3rd movie with the drunk. I will tell you that. And if you guys have been following our shows, we've been talking about, this is a character that was created just for the movies, these movies. It's started with The Spy Who Loves Me to, what do you call it? Moonraker, and then this. And they had this one actor who plays the same wine-drinking drunk in all 3 films. And he's apparently like a guy on vacation or some shit that Bond keeps running into.
Well,
it's just like,
shit keeps happening to him when he's on vacation.
It's a gag that they created, but it's only in those 3 films. And so
apparently he went sober after this one.
Yeah, it's like he quit fucking drinking. He was done drinking. I'm a done drinking.
I just find that weird that like sex trafficking is called white slavery.
It is,
because I'm sure that they probably grab people of all sorts of colors.
Yeah.
So I don't know why it's called white slavery. It's kind of silly to do that. Now, once we wrap up with these Bonds, what I refer to as my favorite Bond films of each actor's. The only one left out is I'm not a fan of On Her Majesty's Secret Service, but we will do it. We're going to do all of the Bond films over time. Probably do one a month until we get through them all.
Martin just started writing his letter of resignation, I think. Like, oh shit, more Bond. Damn it.
And we
More
will
Bond.
do Never Say Never Again, but we're going to do the fan edited version, which is it's the Eon production version, which as it's done like it's an Eon film instead of by Kevin McCleary, who's a fucking asshole.
The really crazy thing is it took Bond 50 years to do what like the MCU did in like less than 10. Like just the number of films.
Get to a point where the fans hate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we have Sander Hammerslag.
Hey, Sander.
Hey, Sandra.
What's kind of nifty about this scene is Bond is there for a different reason. And by the way, there are jokes about how this statue looks like Darth Vader in the right weather.
All right. Yes.
Apology accepted, Mr. Bond.
So Bond is there for a different reason. Ends up rescuing Melina from two guys on motorcycles bent on running her over with their little tires. But they had spikes. So
I imagine I'd love the planning session for some of these assassination attempts. They'll have spikes on the tires. Be perfect.
it's like the rabbit in Monty Python, but it's got sharp, pointy teeth.
I want wheels with freaking spikes in them. He's White Vader.
Is Julian Glover a great actor playing Chris? Yeah, he fills you in with the devious assurance that Columbo is the killer, even planting the dove pin. I will say that this is probably the weakest Bond villains of the franchise.
Yeah, I agree.
And she's beautiful, but she's also odd looking. And I don't know what it is about her, but there's
She really
something-
only has one facial expression.
maybe that's what it is. She just always looks frozen.
Yeah, that's what it is for me, definitely. Oh, now he's stuck babysitting.
Hey,
And it's so
was it-
weird when she makes a move for him and he's like 3 times her age. But she's
Wasn't
just jumping
she-
at anyone.
the girlfriend of Jean Reno in Wasabi?
I don't think so.
Let me check.
Look it up. Look it up. The thing here, and this was brought up by somebody else, that both girls' ages added together were still younger than James Bond by almost a decade.
Yep, she was.
That is her. Oh, okay, cool.
Should I start calling you Daddy now? Shut up, or I'll give you a spanking.
What?
It's time for that ass spanking.
I do. I love the Mad TV parody where they're like Sean Connery still trying to be like a romantic leading man, and like his teeth are falling out when they're just trying to kiss the girl.
By the way, for those of you, if you don't pay attention, you'll miss when Jaws makes his appearance in this film.
Wow.
This is actually from an episode of The Monkees. Love that. And I wanted to point this out. This is Carolyn Bouquet today.
Still gorgeous.
Eh?
This is a classy dame, man.
So
Aging gracefully.
does this make Happy Gilmore a Bond spinoff?
All right, show me the connective tissue for that statement.
The same guy that plays Jaws isn't Happy Gilmore.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
the person who has the guns don't kill people.
Yeah,
I
his
kill people
boss.
shirt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a boss. Yeah. And by the way, he couldn't walk when he made that. So he's propped up and stuff in all of his scenes in that. It's tragic what happened to his body.
Yeah.
This dude, by the way, if you watch Toxic Tuesday, when they cut to the guy on a boat and move down to his crotch for the gratuitous crotch scene, that's from this movie.
Really.
Yep.
You think the gratuitous crotch shot would be an Octopussy?
So This is my response to the name Octopussy.
Ferocious feline, preferably with a history of mental illness. I'm talking one mean pussy. Yeah.
I love that movie.
Whoa, look
That was
who's
fun.
here.
Hey, Bush McFadden, my good buddy.
Whoosh.
How are you? We love you, man. Good to see you.
And
Good to
yes,
see you.
3 p.m. Central Time. We are hoping
Um,
you join us for Münchhausen.
Yeah, we're doing the movie Munchausen by proxy.
The Adventures of Münchhausen, you idiot.
Oh, The Adventures of Munchausen by proxy.
Ah,
Come on.
anyway,
We're waiting.
Gary, still a dick.
he
Yeah,
was
it's
born
true.
a dick.
It's true.
It's his middle name.
It is.
I
Yep.
My middle name is Dick.
know, not kidding.
One of them. I have two middle names.
I always like the name Dick Richardson. It's like when you gotta be a dick, be two.
Yeah, the one that gets me is this character named Dick Grabber. Mr. Grabber? Mr. Dick Grabber?
It is a really cool ski chase, but once you find out that the stunt guy died, Rigioni,
It's sad.
yeah.
And I do believe isn't there a in memoriam at the end of the movie for him?
I don't remember.
Or am I misremembering?
I'm just glad that they modified the track after losing 2 lives in that bend.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I hope never happens is anyone dies on anything I work on film wise, because, yeah, if you ever do stunts, that's always a risk. No matter how well you plan it.
It's always the potential outcome. Yeah, absolutely.
And stunt people know that. They choose that career.
And
Okay,
let's
so
talk
here, I'm going to
Baldwin.
read to you what I found. Yes, there's an in memoriam for the stuntman who died during the filming of For Eyes Only. The 23-year-old Italian stuntman Paolo Reggiani died died on November 7th of 1980 during the filming of a ski and bobsled chase sequence in Cortina d'Ampezzo, Italy. When the bobsleigh he was riding overturned and dragged him underneath, resulting in fatal injuries. The tragic incident marked the first death on a James Bond film set. While the provided context does not explicitly state that the film itself contains a formal on-screen dedication or in memoriam, the film's production team and the broader Bond community acknowledged his loss. The incident is widely documented in the film history and fan discussions as significant events for Your Eyes Only film. So there you go. This guy, what I love about this guy is this little fucking teeny bopper tries to hit on Bond. Bond wants nothing to do with her. And then she knows this fucking triathlete guy, and she's calling out to him, and he just shoots daggers when he looks back. And it's like, he's not that into you. And it's like, then I realize, oh, this little sex crazed little kitten, none of the men want her.
Yeah. She throws
Until the
herself at
end.
everyone and nobody wants her.
Until the end, when Topol is now her new sponsor, she goes, I found a new sponsor. And then Topol looks back at Bond and goes, and I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? What does that wink mean? What's the surreptitious wink for? Dude,
Yeah.
what? Like, why are you winking like that? Like, what does that mean? So whenever I see that scene, I have to go back and remind myself who Topol is.
If I were a rich man.
I keep exciting and go, yabba dabba 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 doo.
Dabba dabba doo.
Yeah.
I loved it when, by the way, when what's his name? The guy that writes parody songs,
Weird Al.
Weird Al Yankovic did that song of the Chili Peppers, which they fucking hated apparently, and he fucking added the Yabba Dabba Doo to it. It was fucking funny.
Red Hot Chili Peppers almost feel like they're a parody of themselves with the music they make now.
Yeah, sounds like Teen
California.
Yeah, because he made fun of the two. Smells Like Nirvana. Made fun of Nirvana for that shit, and they had a great sense of humor. Not the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Oh, they took themselves too seriously, as did the hip hop artist. I forget his name.
Coolio.
Coolio. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
If you can't laugh at yourself, you're a fucking asshole.
All you need to do a Chili Peppers is you have to make up some weird string of words like boogaloo, and then throw in California there.
I don't like Marshall Mathers. I don't like Eminem. I really don't. But I find myself impressed by some of his fucking lyrics when he raps, because he doesn't do that. What he's saying are actual fucking words, and they're coming out in a machine gun pattern that just blew my mind every time I listen to him. But this jump scene, this whole scene is so fucking cool. I love this scene. I also like that he takes one guy out with the back of his skis, spins through the air, takes the guy right off the motorcycle. Fuck yeah. Fuck off. Get back. Get a job. He gets so mad here that he throws his broken rifle at Bond and then throws his fucking broken motorcycle at him. I'll get you. That's so fucking goofy. But I love it, man. It's fucking cool shit. Bond just looks at like, you're going to kill me with that? And it takes me back to Bill Murray with Scrooge, where he says, bitch hit me with a toaster.
Well, one of my favorite variants of that is in Venture Brothers. He just gets up and it's like, they hit me with a truck.
Oh, you're talking about, what's his name?
Brock Sampson, yeah.
Brock Sampson, fucking one of the best cartoon characters ever created. Yeah. I love the way he talks. I still have an open opportunity to meet that guy, and I'm such a fan. I don't want to meet him, and I've heard he's nothing but a fucking lovable guy. And because I worked for a guy, done a lot of work for this guy that's best friends with him in real life. They grill together. That's how good of friends they are.
Oh man, dude, him as Kronk is the best.
Oh yeah, like Kronk, just his dry delivery of everything he does. He's basically doing his voice. That's just his voice.
Yeah,
and it all goes back to what's his name, Sully on Seinfeld. Putty. That's it, Putty. And fuck, man, it's so funny. Like when he turns to Seinfeld after he makes a deal with him, he goes, "All right, high five," and Seinfeld's like, "No." Give you a high five.
My favorite one was when it was the Devils and he runs across the religious stand. It's like, we're the Devils, and he just scares the living shit out of the old man.
So this is where he finds this guy that he somehow has some sort of relationship with in the past, worked with him or something. They don't explain his character at all. And we don't give a shit about him. We don't know him. There's nothing to care about. He's been murdered because of Bond. So now Bond has a vendetta out to kill the person responsible. It's the guy with the octagonal glasses. And I don't care. People go, "Oh, problem with the way he killed him. You know, he didn't have to do that. Bond isn't that way." I'm like, fuck you. He's a fucking killer. He's an assassin. And if he has to kill someone that killed somebody he cared about, I'm sure he would fucking kick him off a cliff. And we were fine with it previously when he pulled his tie away from a guy that fell to his death in Spy Who Loved Me, which is fucking great because he just, after he gets the info he wants, the guy's holding on to his tie for dear life because if he lets go, he's going to fall to his death. And Bond goes, "Thank you." then just flips the tie out of his head, and the guy falls to his death. That was
And
great.
Bond walks away saying, awfully helpful chap.
Awfully helpful chap. And this one, the car's going off that cliff. It shows it sliding. It's going. And he just helps it along. And
Yeah, but Roger Moore had to be persuaded to do that. He did not want to do that. He said it is
And
a Bond
I'm like-
move, but it's not a Moore Bond move. So I'm glad they managed to
but it
persuade
is.
him.
I think it is. I think it absolutely fits his character, which adds more to his trying to convince her not to kill this guy out of revenge.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that guy Calvin Dyson, great videos. I think he's completely off base, and I left a comment saying so. Yeah, you're off base on that one. He's just trying to keep her from becoming more jaded.
Like him.
Yeah, like him. This dude's been in so many movies. He has that fucking weird wonky eye. Oh my god! And then he makes that comment, and then bangs her later. And I like that he's not trying to bang the kids, these girls. He's going after a woman his age, in his age group. The one who in real life was in a relationship at the time with what's his name, Pierce Brosnan.
You know, where's that Bond plotline where at the beginning he bangs the wrong woman and it causes an international incident and he has to do shit to make up for it?
Oh, and the end of this movie has this wonky ending that, I mean, it's funny, but it is clearly the Iron Lady, Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah.
Oh,
How
And
dare
her
they?
husband.
That was a little
How
too goofy for me, to be
dare
honest. How can
they?
you not realize she's talking to a fucking parrot? Come on.
And of course, you know, she was married to what's his name? God, Dennis Thatcher. And Dennis was like kind of a goofy guy. He looked like just your typical fucking Brit, like thinning hair, long forehead, kind of long faced. And so they have an actor doing that in the background. And she smacks his head. He goes to get something from what she's making, and she smacks his hand. I laughed at that. But it doesn't fit the movie. The humor of the parrot talking to her all sexy, like, give us a kiss, Rock. Give us a kiss. Oh, James, she says over the phone. It's like, oh, come on. This chick is so much better as a Bond girl. And they fucking murder her. The next morning, she's fucking dead. Killed by who? Who killed her?
No, it wasn't him.
It's his car, I thought, that hit her.
No. He cut off Bond. She's killed by the guy with the
That's
glasses.
That's right,
Yeah.
because he kills him. Bond kills him, shooting him in the back of the head when he goes by, which is a cool scene, by the way. I like that when he speeds by and
Man, but
Bond
the
shoots him as
sound
he
that
goes.
she makes when she hits the car.
Oh, that clunk! Jesus Christ!
You knew
talk
she's
about
dead
it.
when you heard that. You're
Yeah.
not surviving an impact like that.
And the stunt woman that did that had no padding on. All she had was that sheer gown and a fucking bikini. She hits. This is a moving dune buggy. She hits with one leg on the tire. That's a burn,
Yeah.
possibly a tear. Then slams the hood and smacks her head into the windscreen or windshield.
I can't believe they
And-
didn't do that with a dummy.
Yeah, and then she goes rolling over the other side and hits the tire on the other side, which is either going to be a burn or a fucking tear. And she hits the ground and hits that sand and nails it. It doesn't fucking move. That's a pro doing
Oh, yeah.
her fucking job as a stunt woman.
a ballsy pro too, because that's a crazy stunt.
Yeah, toughest women in Hollywood are the stunt women.
Oh man. And ironically, like in the movie Blade Runner, one of the stunts done in the movie for one
Zara.
of the female characters, Zora, I think that was a woman that wore a really crappy wig, but they fixed it. Charlie fixed that in the final cut.
Yeah,
But no,
yeah.
the one I'm thinking of is the one that plays Pris, and she tried to do the somersaults because she's a gymnast, but she didn't nail it right. So Ridley requested a small stuntman be brought in, and that is a man. It's a man, baby, that does that big stunt scene of the
No,
somersault before getting shot.
no wonder
It
Decker
works
was
still
freaked
because
out.
female gymnasts don't have a feminine figure anyway.
No, he's very thick-waisted, but it's such a quick scene, they figured nobody would see it.
Except
Here we
you,
go.
Gary.
But
You noticed.
I notice everything. Like I saw the bulge in the guy's crotch on the ship when they get taken out. It's noticeable. And that's why it's funny that Nick saw it too, and it got added to Toxic Tuesday. By the way, Charles Dance, fuck, I love that guy.
Yeah, great actor.
What a great there he is. There he is. That's Charles Dance right there in that one shot. He's driving one dune buggy, and the octagonal glass guy is driving the other one. And she makes a mistake of leaving Bond. She should have stuck with him. And there Bond gets knocked over. And then he goes after the girl. You were right. That's him. And he fucking smokes her, smacking her head into that windshield. And again, Bond really wants to kill this motherfucker.
Homer got Bond killed, Hank Scorpio.
Hank Scorpio. Played by
Albert Brooks.
There you go. Who is the
Which-
brother of?
Mel Brooks?
Super Dave.
No. Super Dave Osborne is his brother.
Ah, fun.
I was blown away because I thought he must have been related to Mel Brooks. No relation whatsoever. Maybe distantly.
Well, his real name is not Brooks.
Oh, that would explain it.
It's Einstein.
Interesting.
Albert Brooks' real name is Albert Einstein. No bullshit.
And I found that out not because of Brooks, because of Albert, but because I looked up Super Dave Osborne's real name. And I found out he was his brother, and I'm like, what? And so I went and I looked at him like, oh my God. I think Albert Brooks took that name because of Mel Brooks.
I like Albert Brooks as like a writer a lot. I mean, he's never
I
been
love him
super
as an actor.
mainstream.
I think he's funny as shit. Defending Your Life is absolutely on my top 100 list of movies I love over the years. It's in the top 100.
I like Real Life a lot because that's the original like take on reality TV before reality TV was ever a thing.
I liked his shorts that he used to do for Saturday Night Live.
Oh, those were great. Yeah.
The earthquake one was great. He's out in LA around a pool with Carrie Fisher, and there's an earthquake. Fuck yeah.
The Ant Hours, the cameras that just people are on their heads. So just like there's like these weird scuba diver guys around the family.
All right, just for everybody to know, this is ADD theater right now because we brought up a Bond villain that was in The Simpsons, voiced by this guy, and now we're going off on one of those tangents that happens on this show. Yeah. But he's like great. I got to tell you, man, I fucking love him as an actor. And my favorite, because he's really good in another little movie, sci-fi horror film, The Twilight Zone, the movie. He's the monster. No, He's the driver. Dan Aykroyd's the monster, and Aykroyd kills him. The driving scene at the beginning. You want to see something scary? And then like it turns off the headlights. See, that's scary. And Albert Brooks goes, "You want to see something really scary? You got to pull over. You got to pull over. We can't be driving when this happens because we can't. I don't want us to have an accident." And then he turns around like he's gonna do something. And he comes back and he's a fucking ghoul with giant fangs. And you hear him as the camera pulls away from the car, him killing Aykroyd's character. I mean, Albert Brooks' character. And that whole scene where they're talking about music from TV shows. Da 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 da.
He's also in the Simpsons movie. As the villain too.
Wait, he was in that one too?
Yeah, Albert Brooks plays the main villain in the Simpsons movie.
It's not the same character though, right? Scorpio?
No, it's not the same character, but it's Albert Brooks.
Fuck off. Okay, I've got to check that out again. I didn't know that. So this is a great scene because they figure out that these things are just full of opium. And so they're, and you learned that Topol, and Topol has this great moment here. Get ready for
If
it.
I were a rich man,
There you go. Great fight here, but this is also the scene where you see the other mind we're going to use. And if you put, there it is.
There it is.
That's the same mind. So clearly they were the ones who sank that ship.
Yep.
Oh, and I love that he throws pistachios down on the ground.
Mm.
And it alerts them that there are guys coming and they end up in that great fight. That's fucking awesome.
Also, that's what they're eating, pistachios. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, because when he spits it out, it's not a sunflower seed. It's too fucking big. And yeah, it's a fucking pistachio. He's eating fresh pistachios, man. That's fucking great, man. I love pistachios.
I don't
like
think you
pistachios.
can eat them unroasted. I think
No,
need
you
to
got to
them.
roast them. You have
Yeah.
to roast them. Yeah, it's like that would be weird. It'd
I
be
love
chewy.
pistachios.
No, thank you.
Pistachios and peanuts are the best nuts.
I like.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Did you say penis?
Peanuts.
Peanuts.
Idiot.
Oh, okay.
Although strictly speaking, peanuts aren't nuts, but it's in the name.
Speaking of peanuts, this show has been brought to you by Backdoor Beaver. I'm going to
Say
do
it
that
again.
until I fucking die.
Put that away. It's ugly.
No, I'm going to keep
No, it's
it until
not.
I fucking die.
I just love saying that to Gary.
Look at those
Jesus.
Disney eyes. Oh my God, I want that thing so bad. Not the popcorn, the Backdoor Beaver.
Gary, if you're planning to have Anima kill you by doing that repeatedly, I think you're on our way to succeeding.
I will absolutely tempt fate with her for the rest of my life. I will.
Oh,
I
you
will
know
do
what?
it.
John brought out a cleaver last night on his game, and I typed in chat, I love the cleaver, and Martine types after that, I'm getting concerned for Gary.
Now, again, some of the underwater scenes are a stunt double. And I think it's the same one that did the dive. But this right here is one of all the close-ups of her and Bond are actually in front of an aquarium, not in it, because she had an ear infection.
And I knew
wasn't able to
something
do
was
the
off.
scene.
And as soon as I found out she's not really in water, I could not see it anymore. She's not.
What
wet.
impressed
That's
me
not in water.
about these scenes is how they have this way of making her hair move, but it's not like water. Water doesn't do that, but it's still fucking cool. But the bubbles is what gets me. And to find out later that they were superimposed and the bubbles were created by filming Alka-Seltzer bubbles. That's fucking cool. What did Classic say? Isn't Backdoor Beaver a prawn movie? It might be a prawn movie.
Yeah, it's a good name.
Speaking of prawn movies, the banner below says "For Your Thighs Only," the 007 adult film spoof that never got made but should have.
with the modified poster, as he suggested it.
Yes, because I'm telling you that poster absolutely is ridiculous to me, because the way he's down there looking to one of her legs instead of at her. And that is so bizarre to me, that they didn't use the one that they took the photo of, so again, here's the poster. And he's like shooting her kneecap. What are you doing? What are you doing? But this photo, that would have been amazing. That's sexy. He's looking right at her crotch.
A James Bond prawn parody would just basically be a James Bond movie. They just expand a couple scenes out.
Wait, what is this? Yeah, the underwater scenes. I actually think the underwater scenes here are better. The action is better than Thunderball. I thought they were kind of tepid.
Okay,
They're
I
much
think we
better
owe
in
a
this film.
backdoor video here because they've been breaching.
Yeah, I saw him. So let's get up there, and I'm still waiting for the other one from Sandra Hammerslag. I also love these subs. These are cool
Oh,
subs.
it's been there. It's been there.
That happened. That
Yeah.
happened.
What?
Sander
did
asked
it.
for his Bakalakadaka.
Oh, okay. Here you go,
I
buddy.
Also.
This video right here is for my buddy Sandra Hammerslag.
Listen, fuckwad, so you can.
Sorry, wrong video. Here it is. This one's for Sandra.
I've got 5 terrorists going southeast on Bakalakadaka Street.
And we need a backdoor, so let me go find a good one here. Okay, Hudson Hawk.
I'll take the front 9, you take the back 9, and we'll meet back at the clubhouse.
There you go. That's how you do it. That's called a ménage à trois. And the back 9 means their nuts are rubbing.
Oh.
Okay, back to the movie.
Remember to hurt him for us when you meet
I
next
will.
time.
I will. This goes straight to my black book.
Sorry, that's just so fucking funny to me.
She will be counting when you meet, and you'll be going like, "Why are you counting?" I'm like, "I've kept track, motherfucker."
This one is for our good friend Bill.
You feel the same way? It's just no fair marking respect for the hand of the coin. It doesn't win to nip it yet. Can?
I love that.
And this one's for Read by Nature.
All our deed. If he was a wee bit closer, I could lob a caber at him, can?
We need to do that movie. I do like that movie, Brave. I found that funnier than shit. I also liked How to Train Your Dragon, the original animated film. That was great.
The by virtue of not having that really bad rear screen projection, it's a better climax.
That's what she said. Bill says I understood every word.
I'm sure he did.
You can't see if I'm just face palming and then face palming and then face palming and going, why am I here? Just to suffer.
Okay, you guys are really
What
hung
are
up
you?
on my book. Here it
What are
is. It is black and white. And it's a journal, not a black book strictly, but stuff goes in there.
You just write every day, note to self, stab Gary.
Yeah.
No.
So you said a minute ago, so I'm just here to suffer. And I'm like, what are you, Werner Herzog?
Yeah, right.
No, I just like, why am I here? Just to suffer. Like Kinski.
Chinatsky, I don't even have to do it myself. There are so many cats in that house.
Yes,
It's a
but
cat
the
house.
cats attack Kinski. But they have attacked Kinski for me.
I like
Who
the guy,
doesn't?
the big yeah, fucking Werner Herzog.
Everybody loves Werner Herzog. It's just he doesn't love anything.
I loved it when he got
I-
shot with that fucking pellet in the arm, and he was just all casual about it. Yeah, it happens sometimes.
It's no big deal. It's no big deal. Man, I'd love Werner Herzog in a Bond movie. I'm just giving a.
Oh, as a villain.
Yes, please.
Well,
Now,
we
Mr.
already had something like that in the first movie, Jack
Yeah.
Reacher.
He could play a terrifying Yahtzee who goes after Bond. I would like that.
Now, Mr. Bond, I will make you feel like my mother did after she gave birth to me.
I'm afraid to ask.
You can't prove he's my son. I deny everything.
You cannot do anything to me as Mr. Bond because you cannot make me French.
What?
Oh, he fucking hates the French.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
this
that's right. He said in an interview once he would only speak French because he speaks it. He would only speak French when held at gunpoint, and then he was like, "That actually happened. I had a gun
Yep.
in my head. I had to speak French."
Anima,
Yeah.
you have a question from Bill.
Not as far as I know. No. Not a secret agency. There is a TV series, or was back in the 90s, about a police sergeant and his dog, and the dog saves the day in every single episode, of course. I even saw it in Croatia on TV with Croatian subtitles. So it was a big thing back then. But detective or secret agent, not as far as I know. Oh, well, there are the Brenner crime books. And they did a couple of movies with them where he's a very dark detective going on very dark missions, but not Bond-like at all.
I mean, the Werner Herzog James Bond movie would be titled "You Must Never Watch This."
I tell you, there's one movie I will never watch once. Is the one he did the biography on that idiot that fucking got mauled. Him and his girl got mauled to death by the bears.
Ugh.
I'm like, I just don't even want to fucking hear anything about that guy. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot.
Oh, his one on the volcano couple is pretty good.
Which one's that one?
I forget the name of that top of my head. I'm trying to remember because there's another one that's about them that's not by him. It's I'll find the name real quick, just a second. Into the Inferno.
What was it about?
Volcanoes, Clive Oppenheimer.
I got to go check this out. I don't think I've seen this one. I'm a big Werner fan. I've like seen everything. My favorite documentary I ever did was Little Dito Needs to Fly, which he turned then into an actual movie with Steve Zahn and Christian Bale called Rescue Dawn, which is just an amazing story.
I'm kind of partial to Werner Herzog Eats His Shoe. That's a good one.
Also, another great documentary he made, My Best Fiend.
Oh yeah,
about his and Kinski's turgid relationship. You see that, honey? I used a big word.
You do that sometimes. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, you can watch that for free on YouTube along with like a Fritzicato. And
I actually have it in HD, and my problem is finding the subtitles for it has been a bitch because a lot of it's in German. So it's like I'm trying to, find the subtitles for this fucking movie. It's been a pain.
It's not like somebody
Here's the
speaks
dick scene.
German or something.
This is the dick scene where the camera pans down and you can see his fucking penis shape through the shorts. And that's what is used all the time on Toxic Tuesday. I fucking love that. I love homoeroticism with comedy. It's fucking fun.
She didn't go up at all. We've been over this. She had an ear infection or something.
She had an ear infection that kept her out of the water. Yeah, that was the main problem. Also, people have said, for years that Nikki dubbed her voice, and Nikki denied it. She goes, "I never dubbed her voice." And it's been said in interviews from the 80s in magazines, 2 of them, and one from her in an interview, that she did her own voice in this film. But the problem was her accent didn't work in some scenes because it sounded too French. So she was called back to do ADR. It's not dubbing. It's misusing the word.
She did dub herself though for the French version.
She dubbed. That's dubbing. That's where she speaks
dubbing,
in a different language than it was filmed. But if you're just going in to re-record stuff you did live on the set that recorded badly, it's called ADR, additional dialogue recording. And
it's so weird. It's so weird that a French accent would throw people off when she's a Greek character, but then they take any American guy and have him say a couple lines in German, and it is so fucked up. That makes no sense to me. I'm sorry. She can have an accent that is not exactly Greek, and it works.
Everybody be quiet. Let her saying that be the last thing we say on the show.
Oh.
What?
What? Hey, Monkey Jeebus is here. What's up, buddy? The Wilhelm sounds like adult cooing.
The Wilhelm
Are you
scream.
talking about the Wilhelm scream? Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, what is that sticking out of the water? Is that supposed to be a shark fin? What the fuck is that?
No,
They
the
always have
buoy.
sharks.
Oh, it's the buoy. Okay.
The buoy, yes. The
And
buoy
they
has
get
a
pulled.
fin.
Oh yeah.
And again, the stunt man and woman got cut up doing this scene. That was real reef, which pissed off Anima. She's like, breaking the reef. That's so dangerous to the, and I'm like, yeah, thanks a lot.
No,
Peter.
it also sucks ruining the reef to make a movie. You could not do that today.
Yeah, thanks, Peter.
Again, what is it with Bond movies and freaking sharks?
I don't know. They have an obsession with sharks, the people making these movies.
Can't I have some sharks with some freaking lasers on their heads?
That's hot meal.
We need to contact Broccoli's psychologist and ask him whether he has a kink for sharks or something.
You know what? There was another producer. He had a doctorate in various studies, and his name was Dr. Evil. He insisted on sharks with freaking laser beams. They never give him laser beams, but he had the sharks.
What was one of his favorite things? A shorn?
Schroeder.
A shorn scrotum. There's nothing quite like a shorn scrotum, he said.
You should see it. It's quite breathtaking.
Stop the dick talk, Gary. Back to the movie.
I'm cool.
I'll have you know, that was about testicles and sack, not a dick. Dick
All
is
the same.
vulgar.
I
don't think she
Get
knows
away
what you're
from me,
doing.
you weirdo.
She doesn't know what you're doing. She has not seen that movie.
Yeah, but she is still annoyed and that close to kicking you from the studio, Shinatsky. So shut the fuck up.
We have Gary. I cannot possibly know you more than him.
Oh, she's gonna hate that movie.
Probably.
I
Okay,
can
Mike.
see it already.
We have to
Mike
do
in the
it.
chat.
Which Mike?
This one.
Hey, the Comic Relief Crusader.
Comic Relief Crusader.
I still think my favorite line in Austin Powers, though, is "I hate you. I wish I'd never been artificially created in a lab."
Yeah. Don't say that.
I teased you a little bit yesterday. You weren't here to enjoy it, Mike. Oh, this is the moment where he leans out over the bow of the boat and the music from Titanic plays.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Tom. You haven't
That's
seen
always
nothing.
like that.
You haven't seen nothing, Tom.
We've always been at the bottom. What are you talking about? Downhill implies we start somewhere high.
Yeah.
No, we pretty much started just
Level,
above
yeah.
the gutter level.
It's what we do.
We plateau right above awful.
You remember, Gary, some years ago when you thought the channel was doomed, middle show, and you, oh my God.
What? Really? I mean, that bastard. You guys don't know who that is.
No.
No.
Game on you.
And it's not related to this movie, so I don't care.
Well, Austin Powers is kind of a riff on this and the other Bond films.
Man, yeah, after we finish with Bond, have her watch that so she can have like the complete opposite experience as most of us with that.
No,
Austin
thank you.
Powers is basically Thunderbolt.
Yeah. We talked about that before. It's like they're basically, very much Bond. I mean, he is Blofeld.
Yes, Dr. Evil is Blofeld. Even had the trapdoors on the chairs and everything.
Oh, that scene is echoes right from, the whole chair scene. Number 1, number 2. And who is number 1? Number 1, of course, is Blofeld.
Yep.
And by the way, this is who Susanna Hoff is. Walks like an Egyptian.
Oh.
Yeah. Now you know. That bastard took her.
As if you were going to get her.
No, I was never trying. She is gorgeous. I really do. I think she aged well too. My God. She's like my age. And she looks so gorgeous. And then you cut to Madonna, same fucking age, and she looks like, fuck man, she looks like Satan humped a fucking hog.
That's what
She overdid it
constant
with
plastic surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the
killed her on the face.
2000s, in the early 2000s, she still had her look, was not too weird, and then she just couldn't.
I'm who now?
Madonna.
No, what Monkey G was saying here. I don't know who that is.
Oh,
that's a character from Austin Powers.
Oh,
Okay.
She's based on the German, the Russian bitch, who's actually a German actress in From Russia with Love, the one with the blade in her shoe.
I haven't seen Austin Powers. Not sure I will.
Oh, we'll see it.
Oh, you will.
Yes. Look, baby, it's happening.
You're not gonna like it, but you
I'm
will
thinking
watch it.
heavily.
I can't guarantee you'll enjoy it, but it will happen. Okay, so here we go. Let me go ahead and show this real quick. This is Susanna Hoff a year and a half ago.
Pretty.
Gorgeous, man. And that bastard. He sullied her.
I just can't with the over whitening of the teeth. I don't like that.
Bring out the fembots. Yes, I know. They got machine guns in their jumblies.
You
So,
have to
but
be
this-
screaming while saying that. You got the Vambats!
Roger Moore is scared of heights. And to do this, he had a drink before doing the scenes to relax his nerves.
Yeah, he doesn't like guns. He's not afraid of them. He just doesn't like them. He got done with guns after the military, but here he is. He plays a character. It's always got him, and then he has to do this fucking scene. And holy shit,
You don't see him with a gun that often. Like compared to the other Bond actors, they do way more shooting than him. So they must have compromised on that. But yeah, he needed a drink before climbing.
there we go. We got a gun looking up at some vag, and then we get him here looking at her kneecap. He's gonna kneecap that bitch.
Yeah, because drinking alcohol makes the climb more safe.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't climbing up that high. His stunt double was. And he was terrified because the scene where the other guy gets rid of the hooks made the rope like jerk. So it was dangerous for the stunt guy. And from up there, he could see a cemetery. And he said the safety box for him to land in case he should fall, looked like a coffin from up there. So it was rough on him.
This end part does kind of remind me of Mission Impossible Fallout.
Yeah. I agree with you on that.
Well,
And
the
you
scene
know
with the
that
bike.
there is clear inspirations with Mission Impossible to James Bond. And in fact, in the last James Bond, there are 3 scenes that mimic Bond movie stunts. And it was done on purpose as an homage.
I didn't see, was it Final Reckoning? I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
Final Reckoning, I like it. Look,
Yeah,
the
it's
last 2
good.
films are good films. They're long, but damn it, I enjoyed both those films. And the stunts he fucking did, god damn, dude. Like, fuck off. That one jump he did where he make it look, it's CG is added to the mountain because he's actually on a ramp when he goes off that fucking mountain. And they make it look like a ridge line. I'm like, fuck off, dude. That was fucking great stunt.
Yeah,
Jumps off that motorcycle and opens a Papillon chute and starts controlling his descent, trying to. Maybe you're wrong. Okay, Tree Rock.
I love Black
I
Dynamite.
like Dynamite.
You told him to keep an eye out for me.
Uh-oh.
Yes, he has. He has summoned it.
Threw shit before I walked into the room. Punch.
Where is it?
In the main
It's
show.
not here.
No, it's in the main shows and I can't switch. There, it finally switched. You must.
I switch.
There it is.
So here we go.
So lonely, so lonely, so lonely inside real alone.
And this is my response.
You Hans
Assholes do vex me!
If you've ever seen the video of it, Hans Blix actually explaining Team America, that's hilarious. Like the way he describes the scene. I still love that thing. It's like, or else what? Or else we will write you a letter.
That's a
A
good thing, though,
strongly
Bush.
worded letter.
Watching shit that makes you fall asleep on a plane is a good thing.
Yep, not a bad thing. Not a bad thing.
I mean, doesn't mean the movie is good, but at least you slept on a plane.
My response to that.
Does number 2 work for?
Yeah, they were really predictive with that movie. Alec Baldwin really is useless to us.
And by the way, if you don't think Sean Connery was the best Bond, Here's proof.
He's fucking that table. He's fucking that table hardcore.
Fucking
The
the
table
hell
is
out of
fucking
it.
him.
A little of both. A little give and take.
Yeah.
You know, I suspect it was the flight and not the movie. By the way, there's a great scene, and it wasn't in the slideshow. When they're coming up, they're heading up the mountain to come to this place. That guy right there with the monkeys-looking hairdo has the crossbow, and Melina takes it from him, and he gets this look like, "What are you doing?" Yeah, seriously, if you watch the scene, he's just like, "What are you doing?" Took his fucking crossbow from him. I love that. That's funny.
Matt Damon is our patron saint for the channel. He blesses
what
every show.
Matt Damon.
All I'm going to say right now, One Arm Boxer, sit through our end credits all the way to the end, and you will not be disappointed.
Yes.
Oh, you might. I'll say that you might get disappointed, but you'll appreciate it. Well, you might not appreciate it, but you'll at least have seen it and said, "Oh, okay."
Just stick around until the end of the end credits.
There you go.
You may have the urge to smell us dead animals after.
No.
But it's worth it.
This channel loves animals. We're the channel with the misbehaving pets in the background.
And by the way, if you watch the movies with General Gogol, it's always inferred that he's having an affair with his blonde secretary. So, like I said, when he got too old to play the part, he got replaced by John Rhys Davies, but he didn't have the same name, he had a different name. But when Bond runs into him, Timothy Dalton runs into him at the hotel, he's at the hotel with his blonde receptionist.
Dude, where's the koala video? Oh, here.
What? You didn't really think we'd kill the fucking koala bear now, did you?
That's another movie I want to do because I like that film.
Seeing that one scene already lets me know that I'm going to hate it.
I like his death scene here. When he gets pushed back through that fucking window, goes off the edge of the roof and down the cliff, and fucking yell, "Ah!" It's like, yeah, you earned that one.
With one of the worst ragdolls ever.
Yeah, and he doesn't go splat. Like, yeah, you wouldn't look like that after that fall.
Yeah, he hits the ground with a thud. It's like, no. This is like dropping a carton of eggs type of scenario.
You go splat.
Lot of parts and goo. Liquid.
Oh, please no. One is enough.
That is not too fictional. Now this is him telling her again, you shouldn't do this. And he says, don't be like me, is really what he's saying. Don't be like me. But it doesn't matter because fucking Topol throws a fucking knife in his back and kills him. And Gogol thinks he's going to get it, and then Bond throws it off the cliff. And he says, détente. We don't have it, you don't have it. Which is funny because it's British made. It's like, what do you mean? You have another one, I'm sure. It's not the only one, for Christ's sake. But Gogol likes it, he goes, and laughs and walks away. That's the end. Well, the monks were really funny because Anima talked about it, that they have a problem with women being there. The women have to dress a certain way now. They didn't allow women, and eventually they did, but they have to wear no pants. They have to have either a long dress and a blouse that covers their arms.
Well, I did a little reading on that, and the monks were really unhappy and didn't want them filming there. But a court decided that the only property of the monks are the interiors. like what's inside the monastery. So they could use the exterior, but the monks were sabotaging it. They put up bunting and hung their clothes outside, their laundry. So they ended up building a different monastery on a nearby mountain and a set in Pinewood.
Proving once again the monks are assholes.
Well, they were sabotaging a fucking Bond movie.
Apparently, they didn't hear Backdoor Beaver.
Oh, God.
And in the end,
there you have it. Monks in Scotland make Buckfast wine.
Oh, monks
There are
have
good
been
monks.
brewing beer like forever, as long as monks existed.
So this is a scene that's bugged me my whole life. That this was I wish they hadn't put them getting naked together. I wish they had just ended it differently. Because he's way too old for her and it's creepy. It's fucking
It's like
creepy.
you don't have to do that
21.
in every movie. Just
Yeah, he's in his 50s and she's in her like 21 when she made this movie. But I do like that scene with Margaret Thatcher. That was funny.
it was silly.
A little over the top of the parrot, but
Yeah.
How dare they mock Maggie?
Yeah.
I do. The Iron Lady was something else, man.
Yes, she was.
You would see that shit happening over there right now when she
fuck
was
no.
prime minister.
For sure not.
Oh, Bill, I see what you did.
Tony Shalhoub. Yeah, love Shalhoub. Bond has tried to relax Melina at the hotel from avenging her parents, and he finally rises to the occasion to remind her again, don't do that. But then he rises to the occasion again later at the end.
I'm hurting from that statement.
Big balls.
Yes, me too.
That is too bad. Once again, here is the website for Calvin's website.
Our go-to channel for Bond research. That's usually how we start. And then we just go down the YouTube rabbit hole and Google.
And his videos are fun. He's entertaining. And he get a lot of good information about Bond. The guy really knows his stuff. I think he's wrong in some of his personal assessments.
Well,
when
he's a human being, so he misses some points.
Yeah.
That's all.
And so here you go. This is his channel. And if you're not subscribed, you ought to go check it out. It's a really good channel, Calvin Dyson. And of course, Heavy Spoilers is another great channel for doing for doing Bond stuff or any other films, because he's got some great videos. Both channels tend to be around about an hour, although I've seen Paul go an hour and
Paul
40 minutes.
goes for 2 hours, especially
his
on one day long.
His has even more information.
Yep.
When he does his deep dives, and I just admire the shit out of what both of them
What
do.
he does is a very detailed breakdown of the movie scene by scene. That's what makes him so long.
Scene by scene and the stuff that went into it. And I love that. So it's really good. So when we share that kind of information, that is 2 channels where you can find out where we got a lot of that information. As well as on top of that, Keith and I are both fans. We know a lot about James Bond movies and books. So there we go, guys. We are at the 2-hour, 4-minute mark. I guess that means we're going to die.
No, that just means it's past midnight for me.
I did watch it and I found it. I felt that he deserved better. I didn't think it was very good. So it made me sad.
I never finished that series.
And
What I just said.
David the Rose, yes, the original with Sean Connery. That's a fun movie.
Oh man, my mom had that book when she was pregnant with my oldest sister. I was 12, and the cover looked so interesting, so I tried to read it. But man, I failed. And then the movie came on TV, and Mom said, "You want to watch it? The movie's much better than the book." And I loved it. Such a great film.
It's a
The book is
much
just
better
so
movie.
slow.
The book, and I'm going to tell you, my first ex-wife, Lori, she loved that fucking book. And once again, she teaches Latin, college level Latin. So that was her. But Umberto Eco wrote so much fucking Latin in that book. She was just frothing at the mouth over it.
I tried to read that book the year I started Latin at school. That was one more thing that piqued my interest about the book. But man, that's impossible to read. It's so slow.
Oh, I knew what you meant.
Frickin'
I read it correctly. I read what you meant because I
reread typo.
read typo. And I look at it and I read it once in my head and I go, okay, that's what you meant to say there. And I wanted to. So you don't have to worry about that with me again, but I'll figure out what you meant. We got to go too, man. You go get to work, make some more monkey money. Make some monkey money. Yeah, we dirty monkey.
Monkey.
Yeah, The Name of the Rose is a good film with Sean Connery. It is Christian Slater's first movie, and he has a love scene, and he was underage when he did that.
He's Adson, right? The young one? Oh, man, I had a crush on him as a teenager.
Yeah,
he was the main part of the movie for me.
Autocorrect is the devil. It can be, dude. I have said something and sent it, and then I looked at it like, what the fuck did it do? It's like, that is not what I said at all.
I suggest trying autocorrect when you said on the wrong language. That is really funny.
I had an ex of mine send me a message going, if I wanted to tag team Helen Slater.
What?
What?
Wow.
It is not what she meant to say, but she sent me that text message. And I'm like, do I want to tag team Helen Slater? And I went, what the fuck? And she wrote back, goes, goddamn autocorrect. It's like changed her words around. So anyway, she had a question about going to a restaurant. And it ended up, do you want to tag team Helen Slater? And I'm like,
autocorrect is drunk sometimes.
Back in the 80s when I was younger and kind of wild, yeah, I probably would have. So, but that's it, guys. I want to thank everybody for being here. Gambit 1987, Penny, writer Albert Lanier, Tom Baker, Slasher Fred, Propaganda Productions, Wilkie's Movies and Music, Bill Barkley, One Arm Boxer, Bayona Rad. Did I say that right? Bayona Rad?
Yep.
I think so.
Okay. Sander Hammerschlag, Connie Cleary, Boosh McFadden, Wade from Wade's Gaming, Classic Comics, really good dude, good channel. Go look him up, Classic Comics, good channel. Hope because he's got a lot to say about comics and shit. And if you like comics, you should check his channel out. Monkey Jeebus, The Comic Relief Crusader, and Tree Rock Creations all popped in. So it was really good to see everybody today. There's more being said later, y'all. The opening and ending credits are so wonderful thanks to Binder's Imagination by Penny. Okay, you guys take it easy. Thanks for being here, Deleted. Appreciate you popping in and giving us your opinion. And Shanatsky, as always, it's always great to have you on, buddy. Martin, thanks for being the right side of my brain. And Enema Confusa, thank you for some reason loving me despite my being a curmudgeonly asshole.
Yeah, something's wrong with my head. I need to get it checked.
There's something wrong. I'm sorry, but it's true. But we're going to get the hell out of here. Love you guys, and we'll see y'all later. See you Monday.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Bye.